everyone. This is Anastasia with One Cosmic Heart. It's Sunday morning. I just wanted to go live, do a quick little live. I'm just going to say my name again. Sometimes these have a little slight delay. So this is Anastasia Papanikolaou with One Cosmic Heart. And today I am going to do a little tiny guided meditation for folks. And in case anyone is wondering what is next to me here, those are red hot peppers. They might be cayenne that are hanging on the wall to dry. So that's what that is. So I am, I'm hoping anyway, that a lot of you have been hearing about people doing meditations, focusing on doing some healing meditations this year. So that's the topic of the live today is a new earth meditation, and that will be different for everyone. Each and every one of you will be different, what that means to you. But I know that there are and have been people that have been meditating for years, decades, their life, lifetimes of meditation. And this year in particular has really sparked people to go into deeper meditation since a lot of folks have been home and have had more time to be able to devote to do that. So even if that is not you, that's okay. I am going to just gently guide us into a very short meditation that you can drop into at any point in time throughout your day. So you can do it in the shower, in the bathroom, just before you go to bed. And this is really about creating the world that you want to live in and what is important to you moving forward. So I know the term, this is our new normal, is out in in our vocabulary at this point. And I often use air quotes when I say that. So the new normal, which quite honestly irritates me because there is an agenda as far as what that is. So, what I'm wanting to share is we've always had the power to create our normal, and not even our normal, but we've always had the power to create our world. So, let me put it like that. And how we want to create it, what we want in our world. So, um, I'm going to ask you as I'm talking just to tune into what's important to you. What do you want to see in your world? Maybe that you already have and you want to grow that. And maybe it's very tiny and you want to grow that even more. And maybe it's something that you don't, isn't cultivated right now, but something that you would like to see. So there are so many topics. Some can be health. It may be that you're wanting your health to improve. It may be that you're wanting to have more quality time with friends and family. Let's see. For me, it's being able to be out in the garden and in nature. So, as we are in fall or in autumn, the autumn season, being out in the garden will be less and less for me. So, I'm going to have to find other ways to be out in nature. That's definitely important to me. So, again, trying to cultivate what is important to you. If it's better health, that's a wonderful thing to focus on. It could be eating better. It could be resting more. It could be drinking more water. So it's any number of things. I'm trying to think of other, people might want to do more self study. But whatever that is, and the way that I'm envisioning this is literally when you wake up in the morning, how do you want your day to go? How do you envision your day? And when you step out of your home, how does that world look to you? Is it vibrant and bright? Are people happy and healthy? Are people greeting each other with gladness in their heart and openness in their heart and forgiveness in their heart. That's something that's important to me, that the world will slowly or even at a rapid pace come more and more into healing so that we ourselves feel whole individually and that as a collective we feel whole as well. So, does that mean better relations with different types of people that we're not in contact with? Possibly. Is it better relations between nations? I think that would be amazing. Better relations with your neighbors is nice too. And really, where does that start? That starts within each and every one of us, is for us to be um, in a good relationship with ourselves. So to be happy, healthy, and whole. And then what can we bring out into the world? When we have that peace in our hearts and in our minds, we're better able to go out into the world and bring that health and happiness and peace. So, again, going back to just tuning in, what is it that you wish for yourself? Do you wish for more fun time, for more play time? Do you wish for more time at the gym or more time to exercise? Do you wish to go back to school to get a degree or to further yourself in your career? So, whatever it is, what we're going to do in the meditation is just hold the space for that. So, I know that, even as sometimes rough as a moment can be or a period in our life can be, and even as rough as some of our childhoods may have been, I do believe that as children that we were always able to, and we are still able to as adults, tap into that childlike imagination, childlike curiosity, but just the power of imagination. And if tune into, well, if you're reading stories to your children, or if you're watching kind of magical and fantastical movies where they're using the imagination of children to create, I think that we can all tap into that. We can all remember a time where we just closed our eyes and imagined something that we wanted. And a lot of times as children, because we are more clear, and we're a bit more connected to source. Not that we're not always, but we feel it more when we're more clear, that we are able to manifest quicker. We're able to receive those gifts, or that wish that we want comes to us because we really believe that it can happen. We believe that we are worthy of it to happen and we can bring it to our world and into our life much quicker. So I'm going to ask you, the second thing is just to try to remember a time when you were younger, or maybe you have continued to do this into your adult life, which I hope that you all are able to do. And some people do it in the form of daydreaming. So I know that that is something that I have done off and on my whole life, is would just catch myself daydreaming. And I know sometimes you'll see kids in school just sort of, um, stare out the window or something, and they're daydreaming. They're thinking about what they want, something that they want. So I will ask you to sort of tap into that purity and that innocence of that childlikeness that you have, and then think about something that you want to bring into your world. And it could be as grand as the next 6 months or the next year. It can be, what do you want to bring into your life this week? It can also be, what do I want for today? What do I want for today? And again, it can be so many things. It can be peace. It can be a feeling. Really, if you tune into the feeling of what you want, I think you're going to have greater success than actually tuning into, say, an object. But there is nothing wrong with using this exercise to tune into an object that you want, or if you have a goal, that is absolutely fine. So, what I will ask again is just to tune into the feeling. So, if it is an object, say it's an outfit that you'd like, or I know people will talk about their dream house or their dream car. So, it can be whatever you want. So, whatever that is, you want to tune into the feeling. How will the feeling of driving in your dream car feel? Are you going to feel more free, exhilarated, um, more like you're going to have more fun? Whatever that is, that's what we want to tune into. So, again, the reason that I'm offering this meditation up is to, as we are uh, kind of coming close to the end of the year and looking at 2021. Um, and I know that generally that's a time for people to just kind of look back at their year and then look forward and try to think of what they want. This for me is a little bit of that. I don't get too caught up in that kind of thing. I know that New Year's resolutions are great, and I know that some people can stick to them, and for many people, it's wonderful, and then it drops off. So this is a little more general. I'm wanting you again, whether you're looking at your new earth moving forward, and if that's a week at a time or a month or a whole year, it really doesn't matter to me. I just want you to have this vision of what does your world look like? What do you want in the world? Um, I would like more. I'm going to be a little more into the feeling part of it, loving and peaceful, and being able to interact with people and share ideas where people are open. And if there is any kind of conflict, that it is resolved easily and that people can just sit down and chat and talk it out, and that it's just beautiful. I mean, it's a little Pollyanna what I'm talking about, but I do believe it's possible, and I believe it's where we're actually headed. I am seeing a world full of vibrancy in the form of Mother Nature. So I'm seeing us taking care of the earth better. I'm seeing people, if they're wanting to, if this is what you want, to be growing their own food, to be able to have clean air and water and access to all those things. So my idea of this new earth is harmony amongst people. It does also include an element of spirituality with creator and source, whatever that looks like and feels like to you. And this, like I said, this vibrancy on the planet of the animals and Mother Nature, green and lushness, and then water and clean air. So I'm seeing all of that because with that, when we have that as a foundation, the earth can better support us, right? So better support us in food and nutrition and shelter and water. It's so important for every creature on the planet. So those are some of my biggies. I'm just seeing this earth, ball of earth, kind of pulsating love and people being healthy and whole. And there is a lot of well, there's a lot of stuff that people are dealing with. So there is a lot of what I call trauma and issues that are coming up, but I'm really seeing people work through that and people really being present in their lives and able to bring in the tools and whatever they need to better to move through that. So I'm seeing a planet that is whole. I'm seeing individuals that are whole. I'm seeing relationships that are whole. I'm seeing people connecting more to their inner knowing, inner strength, their inner creator. So I think those are some of the big ones for me. But whatever it is for you, if your focus is on health right now, then I want you, when we do this, and I'm going to jump into it shortly, is to close your eyes and imagine yourself as whole and healthy. Already imagine that. And even if you're not feeling that, and I get that because I've been there, the idea is to see yourself as that, to really tune into yourself as whole and healthy. So even if you have to go back to a healthier time in your life and say, okay, I was healthy when, for some of you, it might be like age 10, and for some, it might be age 30 or 35. So if you're not feeling your ultimate best in health right now, and that is your goal, then focus on a time when you were feeling at your optimum, when things in your body were feeling well. And I want you to tune into that. And I want you to tune into, how did it feel? How did your body feel? How did your mind feel? What kinds of activities were you doing? Things like that. So there is this, I guess it's called, I think it's called a religion. It's Christian Science, and they really use the power of the mind to focus and to clear everything else out. So if someone is sick and ill and they choose to work with a practitioner in Christian Science, that person is just seeing you as whole and healthy. They don't see the illness. They don't see the imbalance. They are strictly focused on seeing you whole and healthy, because that is who you are in your essence. And so this is what I'm asking you to do, is just to imagine that and allow that. And if you can even do this for a minute each day, and again, whatever you're focused on, whatever your goal is, um, just take 1 or 2 minutes, or if you can do 5, that's wonderful. But if you can just start with 30 seconds or a minute and imagine that, it will start to flood not only your brain, so our brain and the pathways in the brain will start to change into more healthy habits, but it's actually going to change how we feel and the cells in our body, because we're constantly talking to the cells in our body. Um, our brain is sending electromagnetic information to our cells and telling them, okay, well, this is what I'm thinking. So if I don't feel so good today, if I'm feeling a little off, it's sending messages to the body that you're off, that you're not feeling well. And the body follows suit. So, of course, over longer periods of time, will things shift and people may start to feel imbalances and things like that. It may not happen right away. And for some, it does happen right away. For some people, they say, oh my God, I'm starting to feel sick. And they feel sick. And we can change that with the power of our thoughts. So, something that somebody shared, this was several months ago, and they used the example of the liver. It's just one of the organs in the body, of course, but they said, and you can, translate this to any other part of your body, whether it's your knee, your back, your shoulder, whatever. But they said, before your actual liver, your actual physical liver can be whole and healthy, it has to be whole and healthy on the energetic and vibrational level. And I know that may sound a little strange to some people, but so if you imagine your liver or your heart, whatever, right? Like you don't have to hold it, but I'm just saying, if you can imagine it and picture it. So when I put my hands up, it's because I'm picturing my liver. And if I know my liver is not functioning optimal because it has to filter out so many things in the environment, I don't want to keep feeding it thoughts like, oh my God, I'm not drinking the cleanest water today. Don't think that. Try not to think that. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten that. I shouldn't have eaten that. Oh, my liver's going to have to work hard. So we don't want to go there. But if you know that there is a slight imbalance anywhere in the body, I'm going to just use the liver just because I started with that. So I'm going to picture my liver. I'm just going to close my eyes right now. And this can be your meditation if you want, or if you want your meditation to be on anything else that you wish to bring in. I'm just going to focus on the liver. So I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to imagine that my liver's here, even though it's in my physical body. But I'm going to imagine that whole, healthy, and vibrant. And I'm actually going to see it. And I may actually start to feel some pulsation as I'm seeing this image. Like, pulsation is life, pulsation is good. It's like there's life force in there. So that's a good thing. I may want to shower it in white light. That's a really beautiful thing. Um, you can shower it in whatever color feels healing to you. So I don't want to say that white is the only healing color. Whatever color is healing to you, or whatever color comes up for that particular organ, you can shower it in that color. So again, I'm just holding the image of the liver in my mind, in my mind's eye, in my imagination. Tap into your childlike imagination. And I'm going to see that as whole and healthy, regardless of what's happening in my body. It does not matter what's happening in my actual physical body because I can change what's happening on an energetic and vibrational level right up here. And for those that this is still sounding a little out there, it is our connection in our mind, that the way that I use my mind is to connect to my higher self and then connect my higher self to source creator energy. So I do use the word God, but for others that may not be comfortable. So whatever is source, spirit, Holy Spirit, it could be the mother energy, it doesn't matter. So I'm using my mind to connect to my higher self, so my higher wisdom, and then I'm connecting even further up into source energy. And I'm seeing my liver, this liver, as whole and healthy and vibrant. And I do like to see it having a nice steady pulsation of energy, which is life force. Okay, so if your heart is feeling a little tender or bruised, you can hold your heart in your mind's eye and do the same exercise with the heart. If your back is feeling a little out of sorts, you can do that. You can pick any part of the body to focus on. And if you want to just take one more moment, you can even imagine the whole body. Just imagine your whole body. You can even shrink it down into like a little miniature, figurine, and you can shower that again with white light if you so choose. But even if you don't do that, even if that doesn't resonate with you, see that body, see it as whole, see it as vibrant, see it as thriving, as healthy, as having ample movement, as having ample energy in the body. It has enough energy for you to do whatever you need to do throughout the day. And not just whatever you need to do, whatever you want to do with as much joy and happiness as possible. So this isn't about struggle. This is really about bringing in as much healing into any area of your life and allowing that to grow. So again, as I mentioned earlier, if it helps to really tap into how you felt at a different time in your life when you felt happier and healthier or more free in your body, I would definitely do that because the mind is tricky. So you might keep saying, yeah, but I don't feel good. And that's fine. That may be how you feel in this moment. But to be able to tap into another time is really the key here. If you're not able to tap in to your future self, so to speak, you can tap into a past self of yours where you had that feeling of health and happiness. And again, this meditation can be for anything. Would you like things at work to be able to flow a little more freely and effortlessly? Would you like to have more joy at work? Would you like to have more joy at home with the family? Would you like to have more joy and happiness with the children? Are one of them going through something right now? Is there a little bit of a struggle somewhere in someone's life where you'd like to have a little bit more ease? So this is what that is imagining if there's any conflict or any strife, or even if there isn't. Again, I'm not asking you to pick a really difficult situation or person, but just bringing in more of what you'd like. So again, for me, I love flowers, I love herbs. So to have more color in my world and more green and more life in the form of nature, bringing that into my world brings me joy. So how can I go about bringing in more of that? Because that is important to me. And I know that when that I can create more of that, it brings more joy to my heart, to my body, to my cells, and to my mind. And what happens is whether or not I take that joy and share it, which I want to do, obviously, but even if you're not actively sharing your passion and your gifts, your vibration is different. You're happier, and people are gonna pick up on that. So if I can bring in more of what makes me happy and brings me joy, even if I don't say anything to anyone, they're gonna be able to pick up on that because it's just in my field. I'm carrying that joy with me. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of other areas in people's lives. I've just, listed some, but it is whatever the new earth, however the new earth looks to you or you want it to look. And it doesn't matter how big or small the idea is. It's really not a matter of, um, I mean, goals are great, and you can be thinking about something that won't actually come to fruition into a number of years just because there's a lot of steps and there might be other people that are involved in it, and that's fine. But what I'm really trying to impart today is even the tiniest thing that brings you joy, health, and happiness is actually a really big thing, and it's so important. So please don't dismiss or put aside, oh, but it's very small. It may be small in someone else's world, but if it brings you joy, that's huge. That's massive. So you want to focus on that, whatever it is. I'm thinking of animals, and animals bring such joy to people's lives. So it could be spending more time with your loved animals, or it could be you might be thinking of adopting, or if you aren't able to do that now, but have friends that have animals and you can spend more time with them, just allowing that joy to come in. And so the more you do that, the more joyful you feel inside, it is going to start to change your world up here, your inner world, like whatever's in here, which is very powerful. It's very powerful. So what we want to do, if we're using this like a generator or like a computer, is put good stuff in. We don't want the bad, negative stuff in there. We want the good stuff in there so that it can create more and more good. So, whatever it is, again, whatever brings you joy and happiness, and no matter how small you think it is, it's not small at all. Those things are going to expand and grow. And I would really love for anyone listening to just think on what they want, how they want their world to look as we're moving into a 5D world, which is more about unconditional love, and losing a lot of these kind of old constructs that we're in right now, that some feel heavy and some feel outdated. So we're moving into this more love-filled heart space, soft space, gentleness, a place of, more forgiveness and connection. I think we're moving into a place where we're going to be connecting more with people, connecting more with our passions and joys and the earth, and how we can all support one another because we do rely on each other and we're all connected. Um, we're just, yeah, it's the planet is our home right now. So it's important that we treat it well. But I think that if I think we can start here. We can start with imagining how we want that world to look for us. So I'm hoping that this was helpful to some, and you can drop into that meditation at any point throughout your day, morning, afternoon, evening, right before bedtime. You can just drop right in. Um, Super easy, and just imagine that you're a child again. Who didn't love running and skipping and jumping? I sometimes skip and I'm like, oh, I'm a grown ass person skipping, but I don't care. It feels so good. It feels so free. Um, Wish I could still do like a cartwheel or a handstand or something, but um, whatever it is that you can connect with your inner child and use your imagination and tap in and tune in to what feels good to you, I know that that feeling will grow. And the more we can do this, and this, I'm going to just go back to the beginning. There have been people that have really been anchoring in this new earth this whole year and really seeing a big shift on the planet. And we're experiencing it right now. We have been experiencing it. So if you want to tune into that energy, it's been growing and building, and it's really pretty awesome. So I invite you to try this. You can even just do it as a daydream, just like stare out the window and daydream about where you'd like to be or how you'd like to feel. And if that's in a different part of the world, in a different location, perfect. Just go there, put yourself there, imagine that you're there. It's like taking a vacation without the plane ride and the expense of it. Just go. It takes literally seconds to just go and be there. And that's your world. That can be your new world. That can be the new earth. So, yeah, I'm not saying that actually going to a beautiful place like Hawaii or some tropical island isn't beautiful. Absolutely. But you can imagination and let it take you wherever feels good to you, whatever brings you joy and fills you up. And just know that you're going to be expanding that for everyone around you. That joy and happiness that you bring in is going to be so contagious to others that they will see that peace inside of you and be attracted to it and want it for themselves. So I will leave you all with that. I've left my website up if anyone is interested in any. I wish you all a beautiful Sunday. And if this resonates with you and you feel like sharing it out into the world, I would love that. Thank you so much. Enjoy your days. Bye, lovelies.